Hi everyone, so I want to hop on here and do a quick update on my Panda Eye Palette and Panda Lip Palette. I don't think I've done a separate video on this. I usually roll it into my Makeupdates just because it's like, just flash the pan and like you get to see kind of a quick update. But I think I have some extra thoughts on this, so I wanted to kind of make a separate video. First, I will do my lip palette. I don't think it's as exciting, so, or at least I don't have as many thoughts on it as I do, but essentially, I'm actually taking a break from using my Viva Glam lip palette on my lips. I've been working through another lip palette, actually, the one that I made for myself, with like other lipstick scraps, and I pulled it into my deck of panning, and so quick sneak peek. This is where I have one little tiny pan. Um, but yeah, I'm just trying to work through this for the sake of my deck of panning. And so I haven't been using this as much on my lips lately, which is fine. Like I think giving like a 2 or 3 week break from this like won't cause too much harm. um, and I think especially because the ones I'm using on my lips are mainly these two and trying to use this up where I can. But yeah, these two for sure I want to use like almost completely up by the time I'm done with this palette. And have to, end of the year, I'm trying to move this out because this palette was made 10 years ago, like nearly 10 years ago. So this is the last year it's gonna really, like, these products are gonna have life. And so I'm just trying to enjoy them best I can. But as you can see, this one actually have a bigger pan, which is because this one I'm starting to use more and more in my contours, and been really loving it. And I actually really enjoy the fact that instead of like drill panning like I have before to like hit the pan, I'm actually using my finger to dip into it and like swirl around and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna like wear down the pan more evenly and be able to hit a bigger pan once I get there. So I'm really excited for that. I'm thinking about like what are different ways of panning, and drill panning is great for fast progress, but it's like you still have so much to go by the time you actually hit pan. So I feel like being really able to do the entire surface is actually probably more ideal than anything else. But I like the idea of seeing pan a little bit and then trying to really wear it down evenly the rest of the way. And then I'm doing the same thing actually on this pinky shade. Sorry, my lights are like so bright today. um, I'm doing, yeah, trying to wear down this pink shade as well as part of my cream blush. And that's also been super nice. So I think that's going to be a similar take, is kind of wear that one down more evenly. This red shade, I feel like once I'm done with this shade as a cream contour, I might try to figure out this shade, not a cream contour, a cream blush, but I don't have a ton of high hopes for it, and that's okay. So I'm really hoping now by the end of the year, between all the different ways I'm using it, between my lips and my cheeks, that I'll really have at least 4 of these done. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 done. So definitely these three, and then this bottom one. If I actually mix these two, that might actually be a good cream shade. Just for future reference, I'm just gonna like try it out really quick. Yeah, that's not bad. I could see that. I just like can't see myself using like a super red formula. This is Viva Glam 1, by the way, like probably the old formulation of it and the old shade of it. They recently just relaunched the Viva Glam line again, so I don't know exactly how it compares, but it's like a very deep true red. And just not want to gravitate towards. But yeah, mixing the two definitely seems more wearable. So yeah, anyways, I'm already thinking of other ways to use it up. So there's that. My Panda Eye Palette, just today had some thoughts about it, so that's why I wanted to film this video. Um, so this is my progress right now, which I'm very proud of. As you can see, I have 3 pans. I have one here, which is slowly expanding because I'm using it as a shadow liner. This one doesn't have a pan yet, but I feel like I'm really starting to get some good progress on that. It's like wearing down really unevenly, if you can't tell. It's really odd. I think I had some hard pan in it, and so I'm still like trying to get at it. This one definitely has a lot of good pan, and a lot of my pans tend to, if you can see here, it's like dipping down on the inner edge, and that's because of just the way that I hold the palette and the way I'm dipping my brush in, which is fine. And then this shade, this is a shimmery shade, same thing. There's like a huge dip on the inner side of it. Um, this pink one I've been using into my cream blush. I really can't see it myself using it on my eyes, so I haven't really been forcing myself to. And this glitter one is just like if I can put it in a craft, I'll do it, but it's not for me to use like on my face or anything. So I think from here, I realized that the metallics in this, especially this one, is so super glittery. Let me do a quick swatch for you. Like even on my finger, you can see it building up. Sorry. You can see it building up like it's just lots of fallout. So I end up kicking off a lot of it on the back of my hand already. Um, and it's almost like foiled. It is so metallic, which is beautiful. But I'm finding that the glitter will just like migrate. If I like swipe across here, you can just see how it like shears out and blends out beautifully, but that stuff just like migrates all over my eyes. Since I like kick off a lot of it in the back of my hand, that ends up like on my hands and all over my hands and thus over my kids. And like, I'm starting to get to a point where I've used this palette for about almost 3 months now, and I'm at the point where I'm like, I think I made enough progress where I'm gonna take a break from that shimmer shade. As much as it's like so beautiful, I think I need a break for my own sanity. And so I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna focus mainly on these three matte shades daily still and try to use those up. And then for this one, I think I'll pull this in when I'm ready to. I hope I'll be ready to work on it again at some point. I think I'm looking at it, I'm probably about a third of the way through. So I would love to use it up, but I did not anticipate like having so much trouble with the glitter that was in it. I've used a lot of like MAC glitters and stuff like that, or like MAC shimmers, and it just like does not, I've never had the same issue. So I think there's something just with this formulation that is just like so soft and just like leaves glitter behind everywhere, even if I clean it and like use cleanser and stuff. But I think the shimmers that I want to use in its place right now is actually it's in my cream eyeshadow that I typically use as a base. I've been using MAC Groundwork, and yeah, I actually just topped up the cream eyeshadows that are in there, which these ones are just, they stay put. I'll swatch them really quick for you. This is Taupe from the Sephora line, and then this pinky one is, I can't remember the name. I have it, I think it's like Pink Sunset or something. It's like not super, yeah, so you can see there. I think it's actually more metallic on its own, maybe because I'm like mixing it in the pot. It's getting a little muddied, which is fine, I think, especially as a base. But here's the two. I just sharpened them. But yeah, this one is on its own. It also kind of has that like flaky type. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. It's like on the end there. That one is Pink Sunset, I think, or Bright Sunset. Okay. And then Taupe on its own probably isn't that different. Okay, maybe it looks a little bit more like concentrated. So that one's there. This one was what I picked up from the pot, and this is from the pot and then straight from the eyeliner. Yeah, I just can't, as much as I really like these shades, it's really hard for me to work from them from the pencil form, which is why I just push it straight into the pot, and then I kind of work on it from here. So yeah, so we'll see kind of, I think that'll basically be my shimmer part of my eyeshadow, but also I think for me to start thinking about what does matte eyeshadow look for me day to day, and like, am I okay with that? I think for today, for this video's look, I did pop on these ones, and then I also used a MAC shimmer that I had on hand, but I think day to day just wouldn't make sense for me to reach for all that. But yeah, I'm sad that I'm not going to be working on that like foily shadow from the Haus Labs palette, but it was just my own sanity. Like I can't deal with it too much more. I'll probably be finding glitter on my hands for at least a few more days until like maybe that wears down. But maybe, you know, every once in a while I'll pull it back out for a week, like deal with it, and then like take a break from it kind of thing. So I'll figure out what I'm doing with that, because I'll be looking at it every day probably, so I might as well like figure out a way to use it if I can without it getting too messy. So I'll keep you updated on that. So that's my progress so far for my Pan That Eye Palette and Pan That Lip Palette. And I think just like backing up and looking big picture, I'm really impressed with my progress over just 3 months. I really started the project like mid-November probably last year. And the fact that I've hit pan on a good number of shades on 5 shades in here I've technically hit pan on, and then 3 of the shades in here I've hit pan on. And I have plans for, at least moving forward while I take a break from this, I have plans for 4 of the shades, and then in here I currently have plans for 5 of the shades that I want to use up. And so I think with that, I'm probably on track to be finishing up at least 80% of each palette, which I think is a huge success and I didn't expect for myself. And I'm really excited by that. So I don't really know, like, moving forward how that'll look, but we'll focus on it till the end of the year, and then I'll make decisions from there. I have other powder products to work through. I have other, even older products in my collection that I would love to see out, and trying to see like how I can work them in tandem a little bit, or just kind of switch back and forth, just so I don't get super bored and like check out at some point in the middle of the year, which I would hate to do. So yeah, thanks so much for hearing me out. I know that was a lot of little thoughts there, but that's what's gone through my brain in the last few days. So, all right, well, I'll give you your time back. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.